day now just about. I'm making this a very short, a very brief video, and I mean brief because I gotta go to bed, I gotta get up early tomorrow morning, and I was supposed to do a homework assignment tonight, but since there is a loophole to turning in homework assignments that you can turn them in on 11 p.m. on the day that they're due online, since that loophole exists in one of my classes, there's like a loophole. I technically don't have to do it tonight, so I'm not, because I usually would do the homework assignment and sacrifice my sleep, but I'm not, because I have to get up earlier tomorrow morning, because I have to meet my teacher at her office hours before class to discuss testing accommodations. So now I have the homework situation under control, and I plan on doing it tomorrow at the library first thing when I get out of class, and if I need to finish it up at my job during the spare time, I will. And I know I get home before 11, so I can upload it on turn it in. So I don't like having to do that to squeeze it in on my school day, my busy day, but I have to. I don't have a choice in the manner anymore. I would have gotten it done earlier, but I ran into a friend today at the grocery store and ended up talking to him like for 2 hours at least. So I wasn't planning on that. Since that happened, I couldn't get the homework assignment done. So now I have to compromise that. And I probably could have done it on Friday or Saturday too, but there was just too many things going on all at once, and I was dealing with one of my friends one of my guy friends who was starting to have an attitude. I was dealing with that on Friday, and it just really wrecked my entire day and my entire night. It just really wrecked me. And yeah, I went through hell on Friday. It's fair to say that. Like, he put me through hell on Friday. So, and it's weird. That guy's being nice to me today, which is good. I want him to be nice to me, but it's like now I have to live with this, and now I have to forget it and put it past me, and it's just like. But anyhow, I talked to my friend about it too, and I got a different perspective on it. And my friend's actually like more than a couple years older than my guy friend that I'm talking about. Okay. So there's a difference between these two people I'm talking about. Yeah, the friend that I ran into at the grocery store, like, we're strictly platonic, okay? He's like, I believe, like, maybe 58 years old, but he's, like, platonic. Platonic, okay. Strictly platonic here, okay? And then the other guy's, like, the other guy's younger, and we're... The other guy that I was talking about on Friday that was upsetting me, him and that other guy, were not platonic. We're beyond that. We're more than just friends. So the guy at the grocery store I was talking to today, my friend that I ran into today, were platonic. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense, but I said what I needed to say. But anyhow, I got a different perspective on the situation today. It kind of took a lot of guts to come out with it. And basically, I got caught up with a guy who has medical problems here. And I didn't know it because, like, I never knew until later. And I didn't really know how serious these medical problems really were that he has. I underestimated how serious it was, basically, and, like, I didn't know until later on. Like, I didn't know this stuff at 1st, so, yeah. But basically, what I wanted to say is, okay, now here's what I want to say. Here's the second thing I want to say. So, I was sitting in class, like, about a week ago, and I heard this word being thrown out there called political bent. I heard this word called political bent. Political bent. That's the word, political bent. I believe it's a real word, not just something my professor made up, but, yeah, I scratch my nose in my videos, deal with it. Okay, so I would like to say that maybe I have a sexual bent, just for the heck of it. You know, I would like to say that. I mean, whether or not, you know, I hope I'm getting the right meaning from this, because, I mean, uh, a political bent is when you, like, have a certain party that you go with, you know, so I have, like, a sexual bent. It's, like, a certain, like, certain age groups that I like, you know. Yeah. So I have, like, a sexual bent, but, the bent part is, like, that's, like, my, weird fantasies I got. And I was talking with my dad today, and I said basically I made a mistake getting involved with this guy because medical he has medical problems, and it may be more than just medical. It may be more that, maybe, you know, I don't want to go there, but I shouldn't really be talking about this, but because it's his business, but I'm going to, because it's part of my life now. So and I'm a vlogger too, as well, on the side, so it's a part of my life, so I'm going to talk about it. But everything that I do talk about, I try to be fair about it, and I try to look at it from an objective point of view and not be biased, but it's hard. I mean, I try to be objective. I try to be fair to everybody, and I try to be objective, and I try not to be biased, but it's hard, and I may be biased sometimes. It may happen. It just happens, you know, whether I realize it or not. But I try not to be, just so you know. I try not to be. I try not to be. Basically, yeah. I was talking to another friend as well, and he said, yeah, basically, from all the porn I've watched all these years, I kind of have this sex fantasy of doing it with a guy who's, like, way older than me. Like, I'm talking about a guy in his 50s, you know. It's like, I have that fantasy now, and I don't know, in a way it's kind of dumb, but I have it, you know. It's just, I have it. I've been having it for a long time, though. I've been having it for a pretty long time, but I guess porn just made that fantasy more stronger and more intense. The, like, younger girl, older guy. It's like, yeah, the young and old porn, you know what I'm saying? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Especially if you're a big, like, especially if you watch a lot of porn and you're a big porn enthusiast, you know what I'm talking about. If you watch a lot of porn. But basically, yeah, it's a big fantasy of mine too. And a lot of older guys, it's their fantasy too to have a younger girl. So, this other guy that I'm talking about and me were a good fit in regards to that, but it doesn't look like we fit in quite everything. That's the problem. But there's an even bigger problem here because of his medical issues. I hate to say it, because of his medical issues, and I was talking about how he has these things that he has to deal with that are kind of like these things that he deals with that just can't be managed, or he just can't be in charge or be in control of it. You know, these things that I'm talking about, and there's a lot of people who hog up his time and stuff, you know, and yeah, well, he's just, I guess, busy all the time, and when he's not busy, he's tired. So and I know he has medical issues too. It just seems like we're not, you know, it just seems like we're gonna, like, as far as it goes, it's just a friendship, and it's like never gonna get involved to go much further. And it's weird. I know that's what we want for each other. Like, I think we want that for each other, but I think he just can't make it happen. For whatever reason, I think he just can't make it happen. So my point is, I can live out this. I guess this is kind of a kinky fantasy. I don't know, people. I don't know. Okay. All I know is I said, you know what? It's me, because I'm the one who has the weird stuff going on in my head. You know, there's stuff going on in my mind. You know, and I guess because of all the porn I've watched on the internet and throughout my life and stuff like that, and just the people I've been around, and just, you know, and I've always said who my first crush was. I mean, come on, he's in his 50s too. First crush was in his 50s. I mean, it just seems I've been I mean, in a way, I've been kind of conditioned for it, really. Um and the porn just, I guess, made the fire inside my head, if you will, more intense. You know what I mean? Um porn just made me want it more, you know, just brought those desires up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like adding gasoline to the flames. So the porn I was watching was just pouring gasoline on the flames, but there was nothing wrong with having fantasies, really. I've always said that, and there's nothing wrong with having this fantasy either. But here's the thing. I know I'd like to live out some of my fantasies here, and I would at least like to live out that one that I'm talking about. I've also had another fantasy to have a rock star. I don't think I'm going to live that one out. So I thought, okay, at least I was like, okay, I'm going to live out this one. I was like, okay, I really want to live out this one, though, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. I can live out my fantasy. I can. I actually can have an older guy, but here's the thing. He's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy. Because, and I mean both mentally and physically, you know, but more so physically, but it would be nice if he was healthy mentally too, because he's just got to be healthy. That's how these things happen. That's really, I mean, to you older guys out there who are watching my videos, and if any of you are out there watching that are up there in your 40s and 50s and shit, how you get a younger girl, FYI, stay healthy. Because it's really about you being healthy and taking care of yourself. Because if you want to bang some nice hot young chick, you need to stay fucking healthy. Because you can just look at my situation and see it from my point of view and just see what I'm going through. You guys need to be healthy. I'm serious. Like, you need to take care of yourself. Like, you know, stop like partying so much. You need to take care of yourself. You need to put your health first, because, you know, that's really the secret to getting a hot young chick like me, really, is your health. So basically, I can live out my fantasies. Just the guy's got to be healthy. And like I said, both mentally and physically. So you guys out there who want a younger girl and you're older and you're kind of like You're kind of like me in a way, you know, we kind of have this thing in common, you know. I know I'm not alone here. I know the guys have this in common with me too, the older guys out there. You guys should be healthy mentally too, you know, whatever you can do. You know, mentally too, you should be. I mean, you really gotta be healthy physically though. I mean, as far as mental health goes, just be nice to us and treat us like, just be nice to us and treat us fairly. You know that saying, treat people the way you would want to be treated? I don't always think that saying's very good, because what if people are masochistic and like to be treated like shit? Or whatever. What if people like pain? Then that saying's not going to go anywhere. So, that's one reason why I don't really like that saying, because what if somebody likes to be treated like shit? And they're going to treat the other person like shit because they like it. But I'm just saying, you know, don't treat us like shit. Just, that's what I'm saying, just treat us fairly, you know, and, like, be nice, just treat us fairly. That's it. That's all I can really say. You know. It's just, yeah, I can be with older guys. They just have to be healthy. That's it. Well, I mean, yeah, if it's a guy in his 50s, especially, he has to be healthy. He has to be. Has to be. Has to be. But I guess, you know what? Health is, like, the most important thing, no matter how old you are. It's, like, the most important thing, no matter how old you are. And I know a lot of you guys out there are health nuts, and you all drive me crazy with your texts about like, are you running, are you biking, are you this, are you that? And sometimes you guys drive me crazy. But seriously, it's more important for me to be with someone who's healthy than for me to, like, gratify this little, like, sexual bent that I got in my head. I'm just gonna call it a sexual bent. It's a sex fantasy, but it's like a kind of like kind of like, I know. It's kind of twisted. For sex fantasy, it's a little, it's twisted. I mean, some other girl my age would, you know, most girls my age don't have those kind of fantasies, and most people would find it kind of twisted and, like, yeah. So I say that's why I say sexual bent, because it's just kind of bent and twisted that way, I guess. It's just, yeah, it's just, and it's kinky too. Those kind of fantasies are really kinky, and they're like, they're messed up. It's messed up. Okay, that's my point. It's messed up. I mean, me wanting such an older guy, I mean, I even know that's messed up, but I still want it. I still feel the desire. And I know it's kind of messed up, so that's why I'm talking like this, because I know it's messed up, because I know that. it's because I know that, okay? I'm talking like this because I know that. So, yeah, the only way I can really, like, gratify that little fantasy and be, like, and do it effectively and not have all these problems along the way is to get a guy who's healthy. That's it. Enough said. That's what I learned tonight. And I don't have to be like, I don't have to be, like, challenging myself to, like, give up this thing that I've been thinking about for years and years and years of my life. I don't have to challenge myself to like completely change around my thinking, because it's like something that's kind of stuck with me for a very long time. Like, we're talking years here. I mean, I've been, God, that first crush that I had on that guy who was like, he was actually in his late 40s at the time, or like mid 40s at the time when I had a crush on him. When I first did, I'm talking about when I first did. Okay, guys, I'm talking about when I first did. Okay, that's been going on for like years and years and years and years, and and it all came out of this big fantasy, and I've had this for years, a long time. I've had this going on for a very long time, and yes, I know it's kind of messed up, okay, but it's been going on for a long time, so I can't just sit there and look in the mirror and challenge myself to give it up, because it's not. Some sex fantasies kind of like just don't go away that quickly. They just kind of like stick with you. Really. I mean, you think an older guy who is fantasizing about a younger girl is going to stand there and look at himself in the mirror and challenge himself to give it up? You think they're going to be able to challenge themselves that much? You think they're going to be able to actually do it? No. Especially with all these articles coming out now about how it's biologically rooted, about how it's biological. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's just something I can give up. It's something I have to live with. It's just something I have to live with. And I don't have to make it like a crutch or anything, but it's just something that I have to live with. Not something I'm going to be giving up that easily, but it's just kind of like something I have to live with. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That may sound kind of weird, kind of off. I've already gratified this fantasy to some extent. Already have. Because the last guy I had sex with was like almost 40. So it's like, now I want to do the guy that I have a lot in common with, that's like in his 40s or 50s now. It's like, when you look at it from the outside, and it's all kind of silly. I know it's all kind of silly. It is. It's kind of silly, because I've kind of like to some extent already gratified this, and it's like I'm going on and dragging it out. It's like I'm going on about it. It's weird. Here's the thing. The guy that um the guy that I'm talking about that has the medical issues, on the outside, he looks totally healthy. You would never know it. Like, you would never detect it. Like, it's not obvious. So, and I just find him really attractive, and like, I find him attractive, I said really attractive, I know, but I find him attractive and stuff, and and he's taller, so I think it's a combination of things, like, um it's me still wanting I'm still on the older guy thing, of course. Of course I am. And he's taller, and I really fantasize about tall guys, so and but I think here's the thing that's also really going on. Okay, I find him attractive, and he's tall, and he has what do they call it, like, there's a word for this, I think the word is like broad or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fucking word is anymore. Like, like he's kind of like broader. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little broader. You know, he's not. He's not like really super skinny or anything. He's kind of broader, and he kind of looks like you know, you kind of look at him and you kind of would think that that he's a big guy, you know. You'd kind of look at him and you think he's a big guy, and you know, maybe you'd even think that he's kind of strong and stuff, you know. So you probably get what I'm talking about. I want to move on to the next thing that I'm gonna say. So there's all these factors too, and I mean, him and I also like him and I have like identical tastes in music almost, so we can really talk about that a lot. And he's got these stories that he can tell me about that, and like we can that's one thing we can share together, and that's just really fun, you know. And yeah.